Hi, in this video, I'm going to talk about what a business needs to set up a 401k. So there are several parties involved and many steps in the process. I'll walk you through them. One of the first things that the business needs to do is to create the plan. And when I say create the plan, what I mean is to decide and formalize what all of the rules are going to be, who the parties to the plan are, what formulas are going to be involved is very important. So there are rules around exactly who gets what. And there's a lot of flexibility, but it all has to be decided up front. And you have to commit to it for certain periods of time, know when things can be changed. You have to be able to lay that all out so that the employees and participants know exactly what's available and what the flexibility is. So the party that will generally be engaged to help with that is known as an administrator. So that can be a firm that specializes in plan administration. That's quite common, and you'll usually see actuaries, possibly attorneys, all part of these companies. And you may also involve a financial advisor at that stage for planning the overall layout of the plan. And you should look for somebody who has a credential in that area, something like the AIF, which is Accredited Investment Fiduciary. There is fiduciary responsibility around these roles when we're talking about 401ks. And so you have conversations with these parties. Tell them what your priorities are for the plan. Is it more a focus on, say, ensuring that executives, business owners can contribute as much as possible, while costs for contributions and maybe matching are less of a priority, or maybe it's just the opposite. Maybe this is viewed as a recruitment tool and having a sort of a large employer contributions going in over time, possibly with a vesting schedule that can encourage longevity with the firm. Maybe that's the priority. You'll talk about that with an advisor, with the administrator, and you'll come to an agreement on just what you want the plan to look like. And you'll have this document. You'll adopt that formally for the company and for the plan. And then you'll move on to the next step. Or you may pursue both of these steps in tandem, but the next few things you're going to need in addition are going to be to find a record keeper and a custodian. So this is the part of the plan when you think about, okay, a 401k, it has investments in it. That's what these roles are all about. The record keeper is going to keep track of which participant in the plan has which investments. So that's very important. That's also going to be the person keeping track of, is that balance completely the traditional pre-tax kind of 401k contribution? Is it a profit sharing contribution that came from the employer? Is it a Roth 401k contribution? Is it maybe rollover money that came from an old 401k and is now in the current 401k? So you have to keep very specific records on all of that. And then another critical party is the custodial firm. So these two jobs often go hand in hand, but the custodian is the investment company that is actually taking control, holding the shares in the mutual funds, or maybe it's ETFs. You can have a variety. Some firms will allow individual stocks and bonds. There's a lot of flexibility. So as the plan sponsor, your business gets to decide exactly what is possible, but you will need these other firms. So the custodian firms are those big names, the household names in the industry. You could think of Fidelity, Vanguard, some very big insurance companies are in this business, like Principal, Nationwide. There are many choices. Those are just some of the big ones. And so that lets you get set up. Then there is follow-up work, right? Once the plan is open and now receiving employee and employer contributions, there are a lot of ongoing jobs that have to happen. The administrator is going to take care of a lot of that and help you with it. So they will do the discrimination testing. There are many rules around making sure that the balance in these plans is fair. There's equity between the business, the highly compensated employees, the key employees, and other staffing levels. So you need to do those tests. You need to file forms that show that you successfully passed these tests. If there was a mistake that happened and one of these tests is not being passed, there are formal ways to correct that. It's not necessarily a problem, but you do have to make sure that you follow the right procedure to correct it in a timely fashion. The administrator is going to help with that. There are annual forms that have to be filed with the IRS or the DOL or possibly the Pension Benefit Guarantee Corporation. So the administrator will help with that as well. Another thing that can seem daunting to the business owner is what to do when something sort of unusual comes up, like say an employee wants to start or stop a contribution, change a contribution, stop the traditional 401k contributions and switch it over to a Roth 401k contributions, or something even more unusual, say like they want to make a distribution or they want to take out a loan against the plan. You could even have multiple loans available against the 401k plan. So that can be complicated and also time consuming. So as the business owner, you're going to rely on the plan administrator to help you with that. They can also help with one of the more complex 401k scenarios, which could be if there's a divorce situation. There can be a quadro, which is an acronym, QDRO, and what it boils down to is a participant's account may have to be split in a certain fashion between that plan participant, that employee, and their ex-spouse. So it can be complicated. There are formal procedures to follow, and the administrator is going to help you with that heavy lifting. So a note on how to find these people. There are many firms out there. You may have a contact already at a custodian firm or possibly an investment company or even a plan administrator that you've used before. Oftentimes it will be a financial advisor such as an AIF who will have various contacts and can introduce you to several and help you find the best fit and guide you through the whole process. And once you have it in place, it's a really nice benefit for the business owner and for all the staff.